morning. Welcome to the Sunday morning worship service at DuPage Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Chris Cable, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. Unitarian Universalism is a faith tradition committed to creating a just and flourishing world for all people. Our Universalist theology tells us that every person is worthy of love. Thus, when we say whoever you are, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here, this is our message of love to you, inviting your whole self into this space to help us co-create a world centered on our values. We invite you to learn more about us and consider joining this community to enact our values of equity, justice, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. Now, if you're online, I invite you to greet each other through the chat. And if you're present here, I invite you to turn to someone you did not come with and greet them with a wave and good morning greeting. Good morning.
We come from many places, along different paths, bringing different truths. We come with different histories and different realities, and yet we come together as one people. With faith, we can use our differences to heal ourselves and each other, to bring holiness and a fractured world. We come seeking to find community, to find acceptance of who we are, In this place, we may find others who are much like us and others who are much different. May our lit chalice remind of that we are a people thought by different stories, with many voices, but always one people working for a world where love creates justice and justice gives birth to peace.
Good morning. Welcome to this place of love, this place of communal flourishing. We enter this space each week to open our hearts, to expand our minds, and to see the sacred within each other. This particular service was actually inspired by this book, What It Takes to Heal by Prentice Hemphill. It is actually a book that our Pastoral Ministries associates read and digested over the course of this year, and one that I highly recommend to you all. It has transformed my life, and it has really given PMAs a lot to talk about. So please worship with me today as we explore what it does take to heal in this world.
Please rise in body and our spirit and join us in singing hymn number 360, Here We Have Gathered.
I invite you to recite our mission statement with me. We gather as an inclusive community to grow in character, mind, and spirit, and to transform the world toward fairness, love, and compassion.
Our vision of beloved community is rooted in the relationships that we have with each other, our world, and creation. Each week, we offer the opportunity for joys and concerns to be shared aloud here from the pulpit. Today's flowers were given by Karen Campbell in memory of her dear Aunt Evelyn in honor of her birthday on May 9th, and to her beloved dad, Henry Scott Jr., in honor of his birthday on May 10th. Today I will be lighting one of our candles, as is our tradition when we have experienced a significant loss in our congregation. Cynthia Grant Tucker, known most of you as Cindy Tucker, passed away this past January. Cindy was only a member here for about 2.5 years, but her legacy is huge for Unitarian Universalism. She wrote a number of books, including Sisterhood. Thank you. Sisterhood of the Iowa Women Ministers. Her books are readings that are required by Unitarian Universalist ministers. Her research was done on women ministers in the prairie area, so Iowa, Illinois. And you can go back and look at some of her work that she actually did here. She did an adult learning class. She also has done services that presented her work. A larger announcement will go out to the Unitarian Universalist world, but her contribution to not only this congregation, but to Unitarian Universalism was huge. And so I light a candle in her honor. I also wish to share some news with you all that's a bit sad as well. Our former choir director, Amanda Thomas, has been diagnosed with bladder cancer. If you would like to share a note of encouragement or wellness, please write a card and drop it off with Tina Lewis, our Director of Membership and Engagement, and she will make sure that Amanda gets our well wishes on her journey and hopefully to recovery. Finally, happy Mother's Day to all who celebrate. Let us share gratitude for mothers in their full humanity who have loved us fully and completely. And let us also honor the complexity of Mother's Day and what it means to many of us, those of us who struggle to become a mother, those of us who struggle with our mothers, and those of us for whom our mothers have left this world and are only a memory for us. Our prayer today is a sung hymn, a prayer, the Plowshare Prayer.
St. Francis of Assisi shares the wisdom that it is in giving that we receive. The giving of our treasure is how we reciprocate the many gifts we are given by this community. Even in an uncertain world, we have so much to be grateful for: life itself, our planet, love, and each other. Giving is also how we live our values. Each month, we share our offerings with an organization that gives life to these values and makes a difference in the world. The recipient of our May collection is the Unitarian Universalist Advocacy Network of Illinois. UUANI builds power among UU congregations in Illinois to accountably advocate for our UU values at the state, city, and local township levels. As we pass our offering plate, know that it is a vessel that connects us to each other through our gratitude and generosity. So give freely of your thankfulness and abundance, that our values can forever take hold in our world.
It is time to gather, and I would like to invite the young and young at heart to come forward and join me in helping me tell this story. Hi. You can back up just a little bit. All right. So the book that I'm going to read is titled Listening to My Body by Gabby Garcia. And it's a guide to helping kids understand the connection between sensations, what the heck are those, and feelings, so that they can get better at figuring out what they need. So when I pay attention and listen to my body, I notice many different sensations. Sensations are the physical feelings we all have inside and outside of our bodies. Cold, sweaty, strong, and breathless are examples of some sensations. Have you noticed these sensations before? Let's practice. Rub your hands together quickly for 30 seconds. What do you notice? Do you notice anything happening with your hands? It's getting warmer, yes. And maybe you're feeling tingles, maybe a little bit of sweat. Anything else? Yeah. Well, those are sensations. The sensations in my body are always changing. There are times when my body is so wiggly and squirmy that it's like I have ants in my pants. At other times, my body is calm and still. Sometimes the beat of my heart is like a gentle tap. Sometimes it feels like a pounding drum. Let's practice. Place your hand over your heart and notice if you can feel its beat. It's okay if you can't. You can feel your beat? So notice how that beat is going. Now, stand up. You guys don't have to. And jump up and down quickly 15 times. Now place your hand on your heart again. What happened to your heartbeat? It's faster, yes. So, did it stay the same for anybody? No. Did you notice anything else? Like maybe a change in your temperature or your breathing? So I can listen to my body for clues about how I'm feeling about things happening around me. Feelings are not good or bad. There's something we all experience. Curious, proud, grumpy, and scared are a few feelings we all have. What other feelings can you name? Anxiety. Happy. Anger. Boredom. Annoyed. Envy. Yes, those are all feelings. Embarrassment, yes. So what I've learned from listening to my body is that sensations and feelings go together. I noticed this when I got to ride a roller coaster for the first time. I was super excited that I was finally tall enough to ride it, but I also felt nervous as I climbed on board. My belly felt squishy and fluttery. My mom calls that having butterflies in your stomach, but I thought it felt more like a kitty chasing ping pong balls in there. What sensations do you notice when you're excited or nervous? You hide when you're nervous? So when I got off the roller coaster, I was buzzing and tingly all over. My eyes were like saucers, and I had a smile plastered on my face. I felt awesome. Sometimes when I'm sad, I get a lump in my throat that makes it hard to talk or breathe. Soon, warm tears roll down my face, and I may start to cry harder. Crying makes me feel better. So do hugs. We all feel sad at times. What do you need when you're sad? You cry, yeah. Ice cream. Yep. Oh, you scream. Ice cream works for me. Yes. A little bit louder. You kind of cry when you're sad. So let's practice. Wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a gentle hug. Move your hands up and down your arms. Squeeze a little tighter and find what feels best for you. Do you like a tight hug or a gentle squeeze? Gentle squeeze, tight hug. Yeah. So my mom once explained to me that sensations and feelings are like the waves in the ocean. Some come crashing in while others roll in gently, and they always come and go. We can't stop the waves from coming, but we can pay attention to them so they don't knock us over. Sometimes my skin gets burning hot, and my jaw and fists feel hard as rocks. And that happened to my body the last time I got really angry at my sister. She had just destroyed the puzzle I was working on all afternoon. And I stomped my feet and slammed the door, but I really wanted to kick it. But then I remembered to take deep breaths and blow out through my lips like a horse. And it didn't take long for my jaw and hands to relax and for my skin to cool down. The angry feeling and sensations faded away. Blowing horse lips even made me feel a little silly, and it tickled. I decided to put the puzzle on a table that my sister couldn't reach. So let's practice this. So close your mouth so that your lips touch gently, and inhale through your nose and blow a strong puff of air through your mouth so that your lips flap like horses. Let's try that a couple times. What do you notice? Weird, hilarious. How do your lips and jaw feel? Loose, relaxed. Yeah. Sometimes I get overwhelmed and need help from a grown-up. On the first day of school, I woke up super early because I couldn't stop thinking about what my new class would be like. My stomach felt like it was tied in knots, so I didn't eat breakfast. In class, it was hard for me to focus on what my new teacher, Miss Morgan, was saying, and my body was shaky. And when it was time to line up, I accidentally bumped my desk and knocked my stuff all over the floor. Everything was going wrong. Miss Morgan helped me pick up my things, and I took deep breaths like she reminded me to do. And I told her about my morning, and she explained that our brains have a hard time thinking when our bodies are tired and hungry. Miss Morgan thought I would feel better if I had a snack and rested in a quiet place while the rest of the class was at recess. She was right. When I came back to the classroom, I was calm and able to focus, so the rest of my day went much better. It's okay to get help when we need it. Who is an adult that helps you? Freya? Mommy. Leo? Daddy? Your mama? Yeah. Ella? Your parents, yes. So at other times when I'm upset, I can figure out what I need on my own by listening to my body. I can pay attention to my breathing, my heartbeat, the temperature of my skin, or to any other sensation. Am I hungry or thirsty, tired or full of energy? Is my belly tense and tight or soft and relaxed? These are just some of the questions I can ask myself. I can also try to name my feelings. Do I feel peaceful or playful, confused or frustrated, hurt or cranky? There are many different ways I may be feeling, and they are all okay. Listening to my body and naming what I feel takes practice, but it helps me figure out what I need. Do I need to have a snack, drink some water, or get some rest? Do I need to take deep breaths or sing my favorite song? Do I need to sit in a quiet place alone or go outside and jump around? I can color or draw, dance, cuddle with my dog, or hang around someone I love. These are things I do that help me feel calm, happy, or peaceful. Everybody is different, so you get to decide what feels best for you. The more I practice listening to my body, the better I get at responding with care and kindness for myself. I can get better at listening to my body, and so can you. So let's practice. Listen to your body. Do you want to sit down or stand up? Do you need to be still or move around? Would you like to wiggle and jiggle, hop or dance? It's your body, so you get to decide. Move in a way that feels good to you. So as you return to your seats or where you're at, you can do it by dancing or jiggling, wiggling, hopping, whatever works for you. Let's sing to the children.
We learned that song, didn't we? I wasn't sure I knew it until I was put to the test. How many of you were taught to feel your feelings this way? Yeah, I certainly wasn't either. Many of us aren't. In fact, I would venture to say that most of us were taught not how to not feel our feelings or how our body was reacting to things. We were taught not to feel at all. Repress our feelings, ignore our feelings, give away our feelings. I would even say that most of us are taught to not feel our feelings so strongly that it's almost as if we convince ourselves we don't feel anything at all. The thing is even in the households that did have a stronger emotional intelligence to teach their children, our society could care less. The fuel of capitalism, of empire, of power and control are specific emotions that are fed into particular things. Keeping up with the Joneses, as they say, is about feeling jealousy, feeling greed, feeling proud and successful. You aren't allowed to feel those things toward other things, only towards purchasing things or keeping up with your neighbor. They're only useful as fodder for purchasing new products. If you've even watched one episode of Mad Men, you know that advertisement is all about manipulation of feelings while also being told not to feel anything at all. I've spoken a lot about trauma, about my trauma, and I've shared a lot of what it means to be a religious community that counters trauma in this world. And I think it's time for me to be slightly more explicit. Trauma is not something that is specific to a small segment of our population. It is not limited to personal relationships or small group settings. No, trauma is perpetuated on us by society each and every day, all our lives. Yes, I'm talking about the effects of all the isms on the lives of people who have been oppressed by power. But I'm also talking about the hurt that racism gives to white people, saying that we are better than people of color. The hurt of advertising on bodies, showing that being thin and being muscular is the ideal. The hurt of having a certain income. The hurt of not reacting to injustice because it isn't my problem or because you might be overreacting, thus hysterical or unreasonable. The hurt of numbness that is empire telling us not to feel and not to care. Each of these things alone is not trauma, but when combined and reiterated day after day, all our lives, it turns into trauma. And the thing is, this trauma is ignored because we're told to be busy, to do everything possible to be successful, to ignore our bodies. We're told not to pay attention to ourselves, to each other, and to move from one thing to another as quickly as possible. But this isn't something that just happened. This is embodied trauma that is old. It's generational. It's what your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents were all taught in the guise of being good humans and being good citizens. It's written into the fabric of our DNA. You see, while I often talk about my trauma using it as an example, I'm not limiting it to those of us who have particular circumstances that led to PTSD. I'm talking about all of us. Until we recognize our numbness, we will continue to perpetuate the cycle, passing on the trauma. Prentice Hemphill says in What It Takes to Heal that trauma breaks apart our ability to experience safety, belonging, and dignity. This is the core of what the powerful wishes for the world. When we're separated from one another, we will reach to anything and everything to fulfill the most essential element that all humanity needs to thrive and to flourish, a sense of belonging. Hemphill continues when they say, belonging is our ability to feel that we are a part of something, of a community and the world around us. Trauma can make belonging contingent or dangerous, leading us to seek isolation or supremacy, both strategies to break belonging. The trauma we've experienced through the numbness of ourselves is what gives power to those who would wish to control others and hoard wealth. It serves to disconnect us not only from ourselves and each other, but from true connection, true belonging. Hemphill writes, healing and social change are not in fact unrelated. To pry them apart is to exasperate the issue. We are inextricably linked, braided together, interdependent processes of transformation. The most radical thing we can do is to heal ourselves, to pay attention to our bodies, to feel the full, complex, uncomfortable, and inspiring range of emotions that the world has to offer. When we transform ourselves in this way, we become incredibly vulnerable. But we also begin to love ourselves and the world in the most authentic and profound way possible. If we want to change how the world works, if we want to end the isms and defy authoritarians, we must literally love the hell out of ourselves so we can love the hell out of the world.
And now would you call us again as body and spirit? We're going to sing hymn number 318, We Would Be One.
We would be one
it's time to gather again, but this time we're going to stay where we're at. This is Big Feelings by Alexander Penfold and Suzanne Kaufman. It's time to play. Big plans today. But sometimes things get in the way. Feeling bold, feeling mad. Goodbye, happy. Hello, sad. I have big feelings, and you can have them too. How can I help? What can we do? Talk it out, talk it through. I am sorry, I am too. New plans today, and that's okay. We won't let this get in the way. I feel hopeful. I feel tired. I feel frustrated. I feel inspired. I have big feelings. You have them too. How can I help? What can we do? Work together? Build a crew. Begin again. Start anew. I feel excited. I feel scared. I feel nervous. I feel prepared. I feel hopeless. I feel low. I want to quit, give up and go. We all have big feelings, both me and you. How can we help? What can we do? See another point of view. This is our world. This is our home. Whatever we're feeling, we're never alone.
It's a tricky business to love ourselves, to be vulnerable in a world that weaponizes women's anger, that vilifies men's tears, that ignores trans and queer people's essence, that dehumanizes Black, Indigenous, and people of color, that silences our children. To defy the mandate of numbness takes more courage than most any other act that we can imagine. The thing is, it is not simply the way we will be vilified as we choose to heal and thus feel. It's all the trauma and hurt that unpacking that numbness will bring up. This is not a simple task. Prentice Hemphill writes that healing is an orientation to living rather than a destination. Our emotional selves are not inconsequential to liberation, they are foundational. I'm not asking you to simply cultivate how you feel. That's a big enough ask. I'm also asking you to reorient your whole selfhood. What I'm asking of you is to take a lifelong journey of transformation that will require of you the hardest work you have ever done. I'm asking you to unpack your grief, relive suppressed joy, channel your justified anger, and cry your tears of sadness. This is not work for the faint of heart, but it is the work to create beloved community. You know, it's not a coincidence that at a time of rising authoritarianism fueled by the numbness of ambivalence of America, that the church, the religious body, the church, is reaching an all-time low of membership and participation. Hemphill tells us that many of our churches seem to have gone wayward, preoccupied more with appearance and wealth than the interior development of their people. In Unitarian Universalism, we have often kept up the pretense that we care for our world through actions of justice, but we've not cared for our souls enough to create a just world that is permanent, because justice is an inherent part of who we are when we allow ourselves to heal and feel and experience life. The irony is, if we are to have the courage to do this most dangerous and powerful work, the work that will literally save the world, we need the church. There's no other place that lets us be vulnerable with ourselves, with each other, with strangers, to make mistakes and begin anew than the church. The work of beloved community, the healing of our hearts from the trauma of numbness and ambivalence, is best done in a place that we can open ourselves to each other, which is, by the way, the literal connection of the sacred. Hemphill writes, it's through an orientation toward healing and repair for ourselves and each other that we recover our capacity for feeling, for relationship, and with that, the ability to strengthen our bonds and work together. Then we can create and lean into visions for ourselves and the world beyond our fear. I know of no other place that is more oriented towards healing than the church. I realize that it may seem trivial to suggest healing ourselves in the midst of governmental collapse and the abuse of power before us. I get it. It seems so insignificant. But beloveds, this is the most profound act of love you can choose to do to bring justice to the world. When you choose to feel and thus to connect with another, you are defying hate. Loving ourselves and each other is literally what will save us all. And this is literally the entire purpose of church. And more specifically, this church. Our mission is to transform ourselves, to transform the world. We read it out loud today. And I am asking you to do this by feeling, to lean into the power of healing, to let yourself truly begin to feel what it means to live. And as you do so, dig deep into the connections you have here to hold you. For you cannot do this alone. It is simply not possible. We need one another to heal and to transform. So I invite you to rise. I want you to hold hands or link arms or connect fists, do fist bumps, to the person standing next to you. And if you'd rather not touch, that's okay, just raise your hands. It's fine. We don't touch very much in worship, and that's okay, but sometimes it's good. Now I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And again, breathe your grief, your anger. Breathe your concern for the moment we stand in as a nation. Breathe it in and let it settle in your stomach. Breathe. And now I want you to push it out. Do the horse lips, the book that Steve read suggested. Push it out into the air, and as you do so, feel the weight of that hand or that arm or that touch on your knuckles or the love in this room from your raised hands. Feel that, because you're not alone. What you feel is yours to feel, but you are held by the love of the person that you are touching, the love of the person in this room next to you. You are inextricably linked, soul to the person you are touching, to the people in this room. We are bound to one another. The love in this room is what will topple empires and transform hate. As we love ourselves, We will love the hell out of this world because we are linked to one another. Feel the power, live that power, and heal yourselves. May it be so.
Once again, would you rise in body and spirit? We're going to sing hymn number 131, Love Will Guide Us.
Love will guide us, peace has drawn us, hope inside us, will lead the way on the road from grief to giving. Love will guide us through the night. If you cannot see my angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has drawn us, hope inside us, will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the night.
As you leave this place, remember that you are loved, and thus you can love yourselves and bring that love to all you meet. May it be so.
Please join me as we extinguish our chalice. We extinguish the light of this chalice, but not the light in our hearts. Until we meet again, may the warmth of our community carry you.